Hello, good afternoon, or whatever time of day it is that you are going to see this video. I am Daphne Smith, and welcome to Well Done Life. I am very excited to be with you today. You may notice the sunshine in the background. There's no snow on the ground. I'm doing this video on Wednesday, April the 18th, and I know there are still many parts of the world still with snow. But where I am, and I'm not bragging, I'm just sharing the truth, it is gorgeous, it is sunny, it is 60-something degrees, and that gives me so much energy. And I'm really, really excited to spend some time with you and share a couple of ideas that have popped into my mind and maybe expand a little bit of your awareness. But before I really get started and dive in, I want to continue a practice that I have started these videos with. And if you've ever missed any of the past videos, if you weren't able to hop on live, we do have them on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Well Done Life Daphne V. Smith. So it's the same as this Facebook channel, and it would be real easy to find that way. And you're welcome to subscribe. I'd love to have you subscribe. That way we can engage post video, and you'll be sure and not miss an episode. So my practice of starting every episode with gratitude is something that really helps keep me centered and helps me looking beyond myself, if you will. And today, I think I've probably given this person a shout out before. I just can't not mention him again. I want to give a shout out to my mentor, coach, and friend, Carrie Oberbrunner. Yep, the guy with the girl's name. Carrie instilled 4 years ago belief in me when I didn't have it in myself. That has taken me to new levels, new opportunities, and within weeks from this video, my first published book with my name as the solo author. What's Your Scarlet Letter is going to be available worldwide soon. And I dare say none of this would have been possible without a divine meeting and Carrie Oberbrunner. So, my friend, thank you. I appreciate you more than I could ever express. So I just wanted to give you a shout out before I got started today, because it kind of ties in with what I'm going to talk about. So last week, I talked about change is not optional. It's part of life, just like the seasons, although they don't always change like we want them to in the timing that we want to. Changes in the seasons always happen. We have no control over that. There are certain changes in our life that are just inevitable as living beings that we can't be in control of. And so change is not optional. What we do with those changes says a lot about our attitude and about the way that we weather the storm, if you will. The week before that, I talked about get over it, and it really caused quite a bit of buzz. So that was fun and exciting to engage with people about the concept of just get over it. Whatever's holding you back, get over it. Let it go. And so today, I want to talk about, well, I want to ask a question, actually. Does it scare you? And I see that my girlfriend, Lisa, just hopped on. So Lisa, thank you for joining me. And I hope you can hang tight with me till the very end. Because I'm going to be mentioning you in a little bit. So I don't take the phone when I'm live, okay? So that's why I didn't pick up the phone, but I know we'll talk soon. So my question and my topic for today is, does it scare you? Now, I would like for you all to think I'm a brilliant marketer. I am not. I found, thanks to my Facebook memories, that 4 years ago on this very date, I submitted my resignation to corporate America. I turned in my letter. I said, I'm going on my own. And so for me to be talking today about, does it scare you? I know what I'm talking about. At the time when I turned in that resignation, in full transparency, my husband and I were actually separated. He was working a job in retail, and I wasn't going to have a steady paycheck. So I was, scared. And I did it anyway. So one of the things that I have found that is a little bit maybe confusing for people, have you heard the expression, do it afraid? In fact, if you've heard the expression, do it afraid, or if you've ever done anything afraid, go ahead and be honest and type it into the comments, please. Just type in afraid. I think Joyce Meyer is given credit for really coining that phrase, do it afraid. But here's what I've run into. I have a pretty high level of self-confidence. It was instilled in me from the time I was a little girl. I was encouraged to believe that I could do and achieve anything I truly set my mind to. So my self-confidence is high. So if you asked me, are you afraid? My natural inclination is to say, no, I'm not afraid. What's the worst that can happen? But if you ask me, does it scare you? That's a different lens, okay? Let me give you an example. Very recently, my daughter moved to Chicago. So my husband and I, by the way, everything worked out. We're together. God is good. And we've both grown through and healed through a lot. But our daughter, Erica, moved to Chicago. And she's with our son and daughter-in-law up there. And so not only are we empty nesters, we're empty staters as well. And she rented a U-Haul, and I rode with her in the U-Haul. Dad followed us in his car. I had never driven a U-Haul before. My daughter had. My daughter is one strong, determined young woman. And we had pulled over to gas up, and she said, Mom, do you want to drive? I gotta tell you, I had a big gulp. And I'm not talking about a soda from a convenience store, okay? I really had to pause. There was part of me that thought, what a cool, fun adventure. Then there was a bigger part of me that was like, are you kidding me? All your earthly possessions are in the back of this vehicle. We're talking high speeds. We're talking, not an 18-wheeler, but way bigger than my little crossover SUV. And it kind of scares me. And before I gave her an answer, I did a little self-check, and I realized my answer is going to serve as an example to my daughter about doing things that scare you. And so I asked myself, what is the worst that could happen? Well, the worst that could happen, would be a wreck, which we had insurance. Or maybe I didn't like it. Maybe it was too hard to maneuver and I couldn't see adequately out of the side mirrors and blah, 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 blah. All those things, those scenarios we make up in our head. All I had to do was pull over to the next exit and switch drivers, right? I didn't have to drive all the way to the destination. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. So not only did I face my fear and drive that big old U-Haul, because of the timing of her request. So see, I think she was really smart when she asked me to do this. We were just a couple hours outside of Chicago, which meant we would arrive about 5 o'clock traffic, and I would be driving that U-Haul in Chicago 5 o'clock traffic. But you know what? I did that too. Yes, I was a little scared. I will admit it. The key is I did it anyway. And now, bring it on. I'll take a U-Haul. Where do you want to go? So the reason I'm asking you this question today is, does it scare you? Is because when we do something that does scare us, we grow. We have an opportunity to try new things. And so what if we fail? What is the absolute worst thing that could happen? Earlier, I talked about the timing of this video and does it scare you? I realized, 4 years ago today, I submitted my resignation. I wasn't really clear and sure about what I wanted to do. There are days and times I'm still not really sure and clear about what I want to do. As far as growing, as far as trying new things, that is something I go about doing every day. I truly strive to try something new every single day. Maybe it's a new route somewhere. Maybe it's a new food. Maybe it's a new exercise. Maybe it's a new course. Maybe it's reaching up or out to somebody who I think has got it going on way more than I do. Whatever it is, I try to do something every day that scares me. So tomorrow morning, I'm leaving my house at 4 a.m. and I'm getting on a plane and I'm heading to Phoenix. And I'm going to an event with 1,100 people that I do not know. I do not know a single person there. I have a woman I've met on Facebook who is picking me up at the airport. I'm sharing a room with a gal who I met on Facebook. Now, this is all through like a private group. This isn't something, I'm not crazy, but I like to think I'm brave. So I'm doing these things that scare me so that I can grow, because I want to see what my limits are. And if I don't do things that scare me, then I'm living in a rut. And some people would get you to think, they would propose that a rut is a shallow grave. And I've got way too much living to do. So my question to you today is, does it scare you? And I don't think it's by accident that this morning I received an email that took me to a video, and Jonathan Milligan was on this video. And he was so frustrated with his life. I want to read this quote because I don't want to mess it up. His quote was, "I'm ready to just go fail at something." He didn't let being scared hold him back. He said, "I'm just ready to go fail at something." That shows that we are growing. That shows that we are going to a new level. So I want to ask you again, does it scare you? I don't know what your it may be. Maybe it's taking a risk on yourself, trying a new career. Maybe it's getting out of a toxic relationship. Maybe it's sharing your goal with somebody. Whatever your it is, I encourage you to punch fear in the face and get over it, because change is going to happen. And if you do it scared, you're going to experience life in a whole new way. I ask you to type in one more thing, and that is the word willing. If you are willing to try something that scares you, I want to know. Because just like Carrie had belief in me, I believe in you. I believe you can accomplish. You can crush what's holding you back. And I encourage you to do it if it scares you. If not, you may not be living big enough. So for today, that's all I got. However, next week, I'm very excited to wrap up the month with a featured female. And that featured female is my good friend and a gal who, I'm going to be honest, maybe she didn't scare me because I know her heart, but she intimidated the cootie out of me. So join us next week when I have the privilege of sharing the screen with Lisa Thompson Mosier, the author of Misconceptions, and my good friend. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me. And remember, today and every day, choose to live a well-done life. Bye for now.